We're going to talk about how to access and maintain the file archive system in the OMEA website. If you are just a regular member and you have a special admin permission for the file archive, you'll get there by going down to your My Membership information, and there'll be an Admin Permissions tab, and then there'll be a file archive system. You click there to get to it. If you're an admin member, you'll go to Features, File Archive. Both places redirect to this screen. This is our file archive. You'll see a bunch of links here, what looks like, and some arrows. What these are folders, essentially. Memberly calls them categories, but they're folders. If you click into any of them, you'll see documents with a view count and a date and description. They're folders. To add a new folder or category, will be right down here, add a new file category. You just give it a name, call this test cat. This is our nesting structure. So if you want a folder inside of a folder, and that kind of structure, that's what this is. You'd give it a parent folder. I want it at the top level for demo purposes, so I'm just going to leave that there. There are a couple other options over here on the left. They're pretty self-explanatory. Publishing to be public, if they want it hidden, if you want it just member access. I'm going to leave all this blank, but you can feel free to explore this if you'd like. Okay, submit. So here's my test category. You see there's a couple options here on the right. I can manage the files that are inside the folder or category. I can edit the category again. That takes you back to those same options they were before. You can delete it, or I can move it up and down. If you notice, these are not alphabetical, so these buttons move the folder up and down. So now it's here in that penultimate position. All right, so now I want to add a file to the test category. I go in here, and there's just a really great button here, add a new file, but I also draw you down here that there's a mass upload button. So maybe if you have like an entire folder worth of files, you can send the whole mass upload that whole folder. Just note that it doesn't nest the folders. If you have like a folder inside of a folder, that mass upload doesn't work as well. But if you have a single folder with some contents, it does work decently. I'm gonna go ahead and add a new file. You give it a title, and this is what it would show up in the file archive, or if people were searching it through our website. Here it is, test file. And this is a really cool file. Little description. The date is the date you uploaded it. Don't change that. That's internal tooling just to say, when did I put that up here? When did I last update it? Just nice to keep that the same. This is the category that the file will be uploaded to. It automatically defaults to the category that you were in when you click the Add a File button. I like to check this box. That means when they click on the link, it opens it in a new tab. I personally like that. I don't like having the same screen repopulate. This is where you will upload your file. I'm just going to go ahead and do this test print thing. There's another really cool option here, this URL. So Memberly thinks of files not only as like actual files, the way you think of something you'd upload, but it could also be a URL, meaning like a Google Docs file or a website. It doesn't matter. That's a nice little feature if you happen to be linking to one of those things. Search, you can mess around with the search and the tagging. That's for our internal file structure. We haven't exposed much of that, so that's not as helpful to you. All right, submit. If you notice, here's my test file. Here's my view count, the date that was on there that we left alone, the description, a way to edit it on the far right. So if I go back in here, it's the same exact thing. I can re-upload a different file, and I can delete that file. The key point that you want to look at right here is this link right underneath. This is a really cool file. This is the link that you will share to have people access the file. If I click on it right here, boom, it pops up in a new tab, and here is my my file. If you have a button on the OMEA website, that's the link you will use for the button and to take it to the spot in memory where it's stored on the server. Or if you're wanting to share this file via email, that's the link you would share to let people go. There are a ton of options within the category and within the documents to make the files only accessible to members. Feel free to explore those, but the file archive system is a way to store these files on our server to make them a little bit more unified.